It doesn't take a rocket science to know me when it comes to this. I love me some wrestling. I love me some wrestling. But one thing I will never be able to fully wrap my head around is if you have a talented wrestler, if you decide to sign all these individual wrestlers and then it becomes too much where some are put on the back burner when it's such a simple thing that you can do. You could just have them in the most pointless matches at times, at least give them something. Like Ember Moon, for example, I'm watching it right now, her talk about her frustrations and stuff, and I'm sitting here like, is there no filler match for her? Is there no filler storyline for her? Is there no simple give her heel turn, make her go against some people? Is that not a thing right now? We can't do that. We got people to do that for, because it bugs me so much to see that. It really does, to see like talented wrestlers be released because they have no other plans for them. When it's a simple case of bring them somewhere new, let them thrive. If they want to play heel or face, let them do that. If they're better at playing a heel, let them play that heel the best of their abilities. Give them as much screen time as they need to establish that they are a legit threat. If they're a face, give them the screen time to prove how much you guys love this character. You have to give them the screen time on whatever they want to do. You have too much talent that just leaves the company and able to go to AEW. Ruby Riott is one of my biggest pet peeves with WWE at the moment right now, because probably more gonna come up later. Ruby Riott probably in their mind would have never become a SmackDown Women's Champion. Never SmackDown Women's Champion. Never Raw Women's Champion in their mind. But you cannot tell me you couldn't keep her around and just have her and Liv Morgan break up their tag team eventually. Go do their own separate things. Take Ruby, keep her on Raw, put Liv on SmackDown, have her go back and forth with Charlotte, and you could have kept it going to eventually Liv becoming SmackDown Women's Champion, and at the last possible second, Ruby Riott could have came out, would have been like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you," and would have beaten Evolution. Like, "No, this is my time, like stuff like that. You could have just ripped out literally the Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens thing from NXT all those years ago. You just brought it right back up. That's all you had to do. That's all you had to do. It could have been like a 2-3 month feud of them going back and forth, no one having a decisive win over each other. It could have always been a slight, oh, this happened to make them win. It could have been like this, not too long. I say 2, maybe 3 months until people are going to get bored with being like, okay, I'm tired of them fighting each other. Make it intense. Let the ladies go. That's all you gotta do. You have too much talent, WWE, to just let them go because, oh, we have plans for you, but we can't tell you yet. It's a secret. Shh, hold on. Ember Moon could have been a Raw Women's Champion. A really good one, too. She could have been SmackDown Women's Champion. Really good one, too. You have so many good wrestlers. So many good ones that you didn't scour the entire world and you didn't found these amazing wrestlers, and you're telling me the best you can do with them, the absolute best you can do with them right now, is give them a crap sandwich and say, art. This is not art. My God, this is not art. This is garbage. You're giving them the worst plate in the history book of plates and then expecting it to work, and when it doesn't work, you dip. How does that make sense? Genuinely, how do you take wrestlers that have so much talent, no matter what their ranking is and wherever they were, you made these people a legit star, almost a household name, or more easier name to remember or whatever. made them a little more, made someone like me who loves him some W, who loves him some AEW, love him some Indie Wrestling, some Ring of Honor, some New Japan, some I just love wrestling. And tell me that you just take all that and you give us these great talents. They have these amazing debuts. They have these great little few months of a run until eventually, once they serve one purpose. Because let's be real, most people that exist, or not exist, most people that are picked up by the company, they're only there for like one big match. Realistically, most people are only there for one big match, and once you serve that purpose, you're pretty much useless to the company. A lot of these wrestlers, they don't have a dream match because you haven't given the fan enough time to understand what their character is, to see what character they relate more to be like, oh, I want to see Lita versus this character. Lita, I want to see Trish Stratus versus Sasha Banks. I want to see Lita versus Charlotte. I want to see like stuff like that. Like, we don't have enough time. And then when they finally do get this amazing reign, this upright amazing title reign, or just simple run, this push, and then you drop the ball some way somehow. Next thing I know, they're no longer being on TV, even though they're champions. They're champions, but they're now on the TV screen for me to remember, hey, such and such is tag team champions, or such and such is a champion. Oh yeah, I forgot. Wonder why? Because I haven't seen them or that title in almost 4 weeks. It's almost been a month. Haven't seen them. It's been almost 3 months now. I've seen them in a pay-per-view, but that was it. So in a pay-per-view match that they didn't drop the title, so meaning that they have nothing for that character. Even if they drop the title, still meaning that they have nothing for the character. You're not giving no other storylines for them. You're just having them just there. They're sitting there and catering, snacking every day, waiting to be called up to go out and go attack somebody. To be like, I'm back, everybody. They probably didn't got into shape and shaved the hair or let the hair grow or whatever they did to make a new character. They didn't did everything. They didn't probably miss time with family to make sure that your company could be like, hey, you know what? Maybe WWE can actually do this. I wouldn't mind if WWE would just upright just say, look, we don't know what we're doing with all these talent. We know we're doing most of them, but not all of them. Not all of them, because I don't think they know what they're doing most times. I think that it's just caution to the wind. It's just, hey, what can we do with this person for this short period of time? They signed a 5-year deal. They're only used for like 2 years out of the 5. 2 years out of the 5 years they're used, and then they're discarded, or they're used for filler. And then you're like, okay, well, Xavier, isn't that what you want? You want filler? At least give them something. You have too many good talent to not use. Not every character has to be in the main event. That is true. I don't expect every single person that pops on my screen to be in the main event of WrestleMania or something like that. I don't expect that. But certain wrestlers just... The facade of a wrestler, it works very well for lots of reasons. When they first appear, it depends on what we know them from and what we don't. If they can establish themselves as a very popular destructive force, which is probably the most easiest way to do it, is just have them be destructive. It's the easiest one to do, is the most memorable, or not the most memorable, but the easiest one to kind of, push out there. It's not the most creative to just have, oh, big woman or big man destroy everyone because they big and no one topped them. That's easy to do. Having a fighter that is just purely skilled go out there and just outwork everybody until they get their hands on the title. I will say this until I am blue in the face. When it comes to one wrestler that it really hit home for me, one that really hit home for me, what really kind of pissed me off in a sense for WWE. And only reason was because I looked at Ronda Rousey. That's the only reason. Not even just that. I looked at her in NXT. I'm talking about the Queen of Spades. The Queen of Spades. I'm so sorry. The Queen of Spades. This woman in NXT was just wreaking havoc. She was what, a 4-time NXT Women's Champion? She was like, what, a 4-time Women's NXT Champion? This woman literally destroyed everyone in NXT and walked away with her head held high, even when that title was dropped multiple times. She goes to the main roster. She feuds with Becky Lynch, and I'm thinking it's obvious that she's going to be very different from Ronda. They play Ronda as more of the safest, as more of the safe one, and they're going to put her as like the very much different from Ronda. She's not going to be the safe, very popular one. She's going to be a very dangerous force. And she went into this match, and I knew Becky was going to lose, but Becky won. Okay, maybe they're going to try to make it like a fluke, like Becky's going to like be like really scared to face her ever again, because I thought like it's gonna be one of those things like Becky's gonna be like really terrified to face her because she gave like Becky nightmares type stuff, like how the whole thing with Asuka was. Well, she just couldn't beat Asuka, but that's what I'm thinking. Nope, that's not what happens. They basically slap her into a tag team and say, have fun, when she should have destroyed Nia Jax or had a good back and forth with Nia to move on to someone else. If you want to keep that trend going, then you could have kept her going with like bigger and badder people. Go against Charlotte. Beat the fuck out of Charlotte. Go to different brands and just beat everyone you possibly get your hands on, and then go back to Becky. You could have beaten Becky before Becky was announced that she was pregnant. Literally, when they fought the first time, they could have just simply given the title to us. They could have just dropped the title to her and just have her wreak havoc until Becky could come back and be the only one to stop her. Or if you were really going to use Bianca like that, it would have been even better, because when we all thought Bianca was actually going to win it, you could have Bianca win it right then and there at WrestleMania. But no, the ball was dropped, and now we're left to sit here and wonder what could have been. Ronda Rousey's right now still feuding with Charlotte Flair after Charlotte beats Ronda already. I thought we were going to see Ronda again, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was over. Braun Strowman's gone. Literally, a wrestler that was good at being a filler main event. He was a main event guy who could feel a main event. Let's say if someone was injured, just slap Braun Strowman in there. It was a good pick. We knew he wasn't going to win, but at least we know it's going to be a good match. It's going to be a really decent match. We already knew that. Samoa Joe had a bunch of injuries, but could have become an amazing WWE champion or Universal champion. But you let him go, and now he's with AEW, Ring of Honor, or whatever. There are too many good wrestlers that you guys have had under the WWE name that you just dropped the ball with. There are way too many. I get it. You can't always have a storyline for them every 5 seconds. I don't expect you to. But I do expect you to be able to at least give them something to do, even if it's a nothing match or a nothing storyline. If it's nothing, because the only yes, some people would still complain that it's nothing, but at least it's better than just have them in catering for almost 3 years or 4 years, and then they finally get released, and then everyone's like, they were still working there. Your tag team division needs work. It really does. Your tag team division needs so much work because of the fact of the matter is, I don't even know that many good tag teams there. I can off the bat, who can't name the Usos? Who can't name RK Bro? Who doesn't know the two goddamn champions? Who can't name the Street Profits? Because them guys are just really killing it. The Viking Raiders. Oh, we can't forget Imperium, Xavier. Oh yeah, Imperium. Sorry, can't forget about them. They recently they came over from NXT. The Dirty Dogs. The Dirty fucking Dogs. And now Edge is starting a group. So now Edge, who knows who he's gonna grab? He's probably gonna grab he got Damian Priest right there. That's great. That's great. Now is Finn Balor finna join, and Finn Balor finna go back and forth with Edge. What's gonna happen now? You can't let go of Finn Balor. You let go of Finn Balor, you drop the ball on a major level. Like, you already dropped it with the Fiend. I don't know how you managed that, but you did. Your own creation that you had complete control over. You messed that one up. I don't know how you managed that one, but that's not the point. That's not the point. I'm not even gonna lie to nobody. I'm not gonna lie to nobody. I love watching me some WWE. I still do. After everything I'm complaining about, I still love it because at the end of the day, it still is entertaining at times. It still has some great moments that just make you say, "Oh my gosh, yes, Asuka's back." I thought Asuka was gonna be gone from the company for me not seeing her for so long, but I was like, no, she was just taking a little break. Xavier, it's fine. She's back. Look at her. She's gonna be feuding with Becky, meaning that this is gonna be a war that if Becky wins, I'm done. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be pissed if Becky wins. I'm expecting Asuka to get home a sweet, sweet welcome back victory over Becky Lynch. That's what I'm expecting. Because the tables have turned, and that's how wrestling works. If the table has turned, that means the match is going to be different. But some people don't want it. That's how it's going to be sometimes. Roman Reigns is the WWE and Universal Champion. Who's going to dethrone him? We're all looking at Cody Rhodes at the moment. Well, at least I am. I'm looking at Cody Rhodes. I want it to be Finn Balor to do it. I wanted Finn Balor to be the guy to take the title from him. I wanted it to be... I really wanted it to be Finn Balor. But he became United States Champion, and I was like, never mind, he can stay United, and then he lost it. Austin Theory. Or Theory in this case. Tommaso Ciampa is now on Raw, which I expect him to eventually step up to any top guy. I'm expecting him to beat someone like Edge eventually in a very good match. I'm expecting a lot from... I'm expecting Johnny Gargano to go to SmackDown. I don't want him in Raw. I want him in SmackDown. Whenever he's available, I understand he has that time with his child and everything like that, and that makes sense. Hey, if he have to wait another year for him, I will wait 7 more years for this man to pop up for him to pop up on SmackDown and wreak havoc, become Intercontinental Champion, and walk home with that. They could fire him the next fucking day for all I care. As long as he wins a title and he has a great reign. That's him dropping the ball again, but that's just me saying. If Dragon Ball, if I say Dragon Ball, if they didn't drop the ball so much, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind. I'll be perfectly fine, but they keep dropping the ball so much, I can't sit with this so much. I like watching it. I like playing the game. But this dropping the ball, letting people go when you're getting low on people. I'm playing a game trying to make feuds and stuff, and I'm like, there's not that many people. And some people, it's a given. It's a given. Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio, that's a pretty cool tag team. Eventually, he's gonna... Because we all know it's gonna happen. We all know it's gonna happen. But Eventually, Dominic isn't gonna be tagged with Ray anymore. They're probably gonna. Hopefully, they don't have a match between them because honestly, I don't feel like that'll fit the thing very well. I don't think Dominic needs to go against his father anytime soon. I think if they do that, it must be like years later after all of this is behind him when he's proven that he's a good single wrestler. When he could like wrestle by himself without his father on ringside. He doesn't need his father at all. When because it was such a big deal for him to hop in the ring. It was such a big deal. And I'm honestly so happy that he's able to get in that ring, and I'm so happy that he's able to do his own thing right now. I'm so happy for him. Can't wait to when he wins either the Intercontinental or the United States. I do not care which one it is. I don't care which order it is. Him being tag team is amazing. Him being tag team champion is amazing, but I want to see him win a single belt. You being tagged with your father is a really dope thing, but definitely cannot wait for this man to walk home with one of those straps, just one of them, one of the two. Because I know I'm going to cry myself. I know Ray going to be crying more than anybody else. Makes sense for him, too. I hope he does with a frog splash, with a 619, then a frog splash, and probably something of his own move, because he does need his own move and not something in remembrance of Eddie Guerrero or remembrance of his father. He needs something that is his own, because they slowly starting to get him out of the shadow, but that's two big shadows that cover him. Not even that, you still got to remember Chavo Guerrero on top of that. That's another shadow that he's not really in, but he's trying to get away from. Just away from the family in general like that. But Dominic got this. He takes some time, but he got this. Other than that, I could rant all day about this, but I don't have the time. So I'm going to end it here with just saying that. Probably rant about something totally different in a few before I go take a shower. But that's what I have to say for the moment. All right.